August 27th, 2019. We have our first frost warning for the season tonight. So I've just tried to put a little bit of a cover for some of these plants that are more tender, tomatoes, peppers, my cucumbers, and some of my pumpkins. It's not ideal cover, but it'll have to do. Usually we'll get a frost warning or two early on like this, and then we might get frost, just be light. And then usually the nights will warm up again a little bit, but I don't know, we haven't had a lot of warm nights this year to begin with, so we'll see what happens, but that's what the garden looks like right now. I'll show you what comes of it. I also went through and picked off a bunch of tomatoes and zucchini. There was one cucumber left I missed yesterday, some eggplant. So if we do get anything major, at least I got some of the fruit off that was ready to come off. Got a pocket full of tomatoes, but it's cold out here. Late in the morning now, it's almost 11 o'clock and it's 13 Celsius, cloudy, misty, and windy. It's just crazy weather. So I'm going to take this food inside. The winds are high today and it's just to get higher, so hopefully that covers stay on there, but unfortunately I have to go away most of the day, so I won't be around to take care of it if it doesn't. But I've done what I can for now and I'll check back in later. Well, it did get cool last night, but not frost, so it got down to 5 Celsius, and I was a little bit concerned. It was really, really windy. A lot of the covers blew around and didn't stay in place very well, but it didn't matter because it didn't actually get any frost last night anyways, so I'm definitely gonna have to pull out my sheets and blankets here. This is that time of year where frost does become a threat. So I'm gonna have to be a little more prepared for it. Feels like we haven't had a summer yet, so I haven't really gotten myself prepared yet, I guess. But I'm gonna go pull the plastic off and just have a better look at things. I already came out early this morning and vented this one greenhouse that's a little better sealed up. The peppers are in there, so I wanted to vent them a bit. The aphids are just crazy out here, so I'm not sure if they're showing up on the camera for you, but if you see something all over the air, that's what it is. Birds have been coming in droves and eating them now. But I'm gonna get the covers off and see how things look under there. So I had a look around and everything looks pretty good. There's a lot of aphids and a few other insects. Some cabbage moths were on the broccoli. But a lot of stuff going on underneath the plastic there, but I think for now I'm just going to leave it just pulled back like that so the birds and things can get in there and eat at some of these aphids and do what they're meant to do. But I think I'm just going to leave it there and check the forecast and see how things are before I get things too cleaned up here. I don't know if you can see on my broccoli over to the left there, it's a little bit white. I did break down and put some diatomaceous earth on there and sprinkled some slug pellets because I was starting to see an influx of the cabbage moth and not just the moth, but the worms were getting quite bad on them, more than I could be hand picking. And I also seem to have a lot of slugs starting to pile up in there. It's just been so damp this last few weeks here, not what we're used to. So I did break down and put some of that on there. It's not like there's anything wrong with it, just not. I prefer to hand pick when I can. I suspect now that harvest, it always seems like when the fields start getting harvested around here, we get an influx of all the things that were out in the fields seem to start moving into town. So I think it's hit that time of year here for us where I'll be just seeing more and more insects and things moving in. But along with that, I have a lot of ladybugs moving in. I don't know if you can see that one there on the potatoes. No, I can't see it anymore. They're everywhere right now, which is good. It'll help take care of the aphids, and the birds have been just coming in by the dozen here, so it's good. Let nature do as much work as it can for me, and I'll just take up the extras, I guess. But everything looks good. Like I said, it got down to 5, no frost last night, and things seem healthy. It's quite humid under the covers, so I'll pull it back and let the plants breathe a bit. I don't know if you see the one little baby watermelon I have going there. I had a bunch on the vine. I think between me digging around at things and the dog running through here, the vines were spread out through the pathways a bit. A lot of little ones got knocked off, so we'll see if that makes it to the end here. I'm trying to remember. I think that's a black diamond there, so I'm not sure it's going to get big enough to be worth anything. And I don't know if you can see propped up there on the fence is a pumpkin. I want to say Holden, but I'm not sure. I cannot remember. I'll have to look up what kind of pumpkin that is, but got a few of those kicking around. I think that might be one of my bigger ones. I expect it'll start changing color soon. They usually do about this time of year as the nights start to get cooler. And the days shorter, that's when I find the pumpkins start to color up for me here. So I've just, the vine is growing along the netting on the fence there, so I've just stuck some 4x4 blocks of wood underneath it to try and hold it there. Pulled my beans out yesterday, so you can really see those little baby jack pumpkin plants and how full it is, and lots of pumpkins down in there. Might not be the best angle to see them, but I'd say there's at least 8 in there, if not more. The corn we've had a few meals off of, but most of the cobs now are smaller cobs. I don't plant a lot of corn. You can see there's not a lot of plants there. Maybe a dozen, 16. Not very many there, so that's about what I expect. I just grow it to be able to have a few fresh cobs more than anything. Tomatoes are looking pretty much done. They haven't flowered in a while. Leaves are curling. It's very odd for me. Usually they'll go a little bit longer and I'll get flowering right till the end, but I don't know. Just hasn't been I've been getting tomatoes, but they're just not what I'm used to here. So zucchini has started producing. It took its time this year. And the cucumbers back there was the other thing I was trying to cover, and luckily it didn't frost because the cover I just could not get it to stay on there. I had it clipped kind of to the fence and to the mesh and stuff there to try and keep it up, but it's just so windy yesterday and into the night, just wouldn't stay. So I'm getting a steady supply, probably about 6 to 10 cucumbers, I'd say, each week probably off of those, so they're doing well. But things are slowing down here, and it's that time of year where they will. Peppers are still going great. That's what's in this little cover here, so I just thought I'd leave that there for now. It's all opened up, they can breathe. Pots of potatoes will be the next thing probably that I'm doing a major harvest of, and in fact I'll probably do that, some of that today, but that'll be another video. But I just thought I'd show you after the expected frost what things are looking like. Things are getting cold out here, so, but it's warm and a little bit humid actually today, so I think I'll try and get some of these potatoes done before we get any more rain, and I'll do a video on that for you later. You see the birds are just going crazy over there. Oh, you see the aphids in the air when I do that too. There's a couple feeders over there, so right now they're just enjoying that, but they have been swooping through and picking off the plants, and just having a field day out here. They're just everywhere in the yard. It's nice to see. I've even had a few hummingbirds come through. Usually I just get one, but I've had a few. Nice to see, 'cause hummingbirds are a real good aphid eater too, so anyway, this is getting long and rambly. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.